Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
All new at 5, solving a sexting problem in your child's school. Teens are sending racy, naked pictures to their friends from their cell phones. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office is taking steps to protect your children from the repercussions that they aren't thinking about. Wink News reporter Christy Gross finds out how.
Between texting, Snapchat, and Instagram, there's now more ways than ever for your teens to send and receive inappropriate messages.
Anyone can stumble upon a picture or a comment or, you know, a video that's posted and share it without you even knowing that they've seen it.
Denise Dole is a concerned parent who says she's talked to her kids about the dangers of sexting. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office will soon begin handing out a new countywide sexting citation, hoping to deter students from sending these racy images.
A lot of young people, unfortunately, don't see the criminal problems or even just the long-term problems with sending these types of pictures back and forth to each other.
Parents tell Wink News they're all for holding kids accountable for their actions.
Before you hit that button, there are consequences, or there may be consequences to keeping, sharing, storing information that's not appropriate.
The department created the citation to have a standardized way of documenting first offenses, since none was included when sexting first became illegal in 2015.
Something that we want to nip in the bud before it becomes any kind of major problem here in Charlotte County.
Just today, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office released this PSA.
The fact is, there are some things in life we will never be able to delete.
So starting now, we need to delete before we hit send.
It's that message deputies are hoping to send teens here in Charlotte County. In Punta Gorda, Christy Gross, Wink News Now.
Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us. Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I'm doing this video because a couple days ago we got a tip excuse me, I think I got that flu, that the Charlotte County Schools, Punta Gorda Police, and the Charlotte County Sheriff were covering up a sexting at the Charlotte County High School. We got a tip came in that during gym class, a lady gave a blowjob to a kid. They were both 15 years old. In the middle of gym class, two teachers were near there. Kids were taking pictures. They were taking videos, and then they shared it all over school. And we come to find out this has been happening all over the place all the time there. This is a story everywhere else if this came out, but it's so fucking corrupt here. We believe that's why they're trying to squash the story again, because it's so fucking corrupt here. Charlotte County Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL is a corrupt ass piece of shit that needs to go to jail for prison. Anyway, needs to go to prison for treason. The new Punta Gorda police chief is being very suspicious already. We found out they didn't even get her personnel file and any internal investigation report, so that is a really bad sign. So this is the story that just came out, front page news, that they're doing a citation now if a kid gets busted for this, which is good and bad. The bad part, oh my god, it gets you into their system. I'm going to do the screen reader after this. The good part is, like they do mention in here, it's not like, you know, regular child porn which sticks with you forever. But yes, we heard that the picture of it and the video of it was shared everywhere in school, and they're, oh my god, they're trying to bury it big time, man. So here's a screen reader video on this article, and this is what it's about. Front page news, because they're doing CYA cover their ass. So, by the way, I forgot to ask these. This is proof that it did happen. Like I said, we are trying to find out what happened, and this is a government worker on a Facebook message to the person that was breaking the story, that we've investigated ourselves and we found we did nothing wrong. So you already know when they say that something's wrong. So and then here's the fight here. Since you have not responded, I'm going to make a Sunshine Law FOIA request, And so I guess reposting video is not a felony, actual video not a felony. So yes, it's a very, very interesting situation here. Nothing inappropriate. Punta Gorda, we've investigated ourselves and we found we did nothing wrong. Yeah, right. Bullshit. This is another cover-up because they're corrupt as fuck here.
Sexting. Consequences. New citation provides penalties for juvenile sexting violations. By Ann Easker. Staff writer. Juveniles caught sending nude photos or videos electronically in Charlotte County will now face consequences, due to a new sexting citation put in place by the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. CCSO Corporal Joe Eilerman said sexting is an issue that comes up at least once a month in schools throughout the county, generally in the middle schools and high schools. The Florida Sexting Statute, passed in 2015, states that a minor commits the offense of sexting if he or she knowingly distributes any photograph or video of any person which depicts nudity and is harmful to minors. There is also a violation if he or she possesses such material distributed by another minor, unless the material was not solicited and the minor took reasonable steps to report it to a legal guardian or a school or law enforcement official. The law made a single first offense a non-criminal violation, while a second violation is a misdemeanor, and a third is a felony. However, according to Eilerman, the legislature failed to provide a standardized citation for law enforcement to enforce the statute. Since there was no delivery method for the initial violation, there was no way to apply the misdemeanor or felony charges. For the first year, we were waiting to see if the state would come up with a standardized citation like traffic and tobacco citations, he said. We thought maybe the state would create its own form, but after the 2-year mark and going and talking to more people, it seemed like something that had to be done at your own agency. In July, Eilerman met with other agencies at the Florida Association of School Resource Officers conference to see what other agencies were using and began creating a local version of the citation, which has recently been approved. School resource officers are ready to use it the next time a sexting incident. Bottom line. Charlotte County officials hope a new sexting citation will reduce the number of students sending nude photos or videos electronically. File photos provided. Arises, and Road Patrol will also be trained on when use of the citation is appropriate. Minors cited for sexting will be required to pay a $60 fine or complete 8 hours of community service. In the future, Eilerman also hopes to offer a cyber safety class in lieu of the former options, which is another option, according to the statute, if a class is locally available. We do something in schools like that but don't have something extra available at this time, he said. Eilerman hopes to eventually offer a 4 to 6 hour weekend class that would go deeper into how juveniles can safely manage their online profiles. Eilerman said he believes the new citation will be more effective in reducing the amount of sexting incidents, since students will be facing a real consequence. It's not just, hey, don't do it again, and then nothing happens, he said. This is, hey, don't do it again, but you also have to pay a fine or do community service. When a citation is issued, school resource officers will also meet with the juvenile and his or her parents to discuss the incident. School resource officer Joella Moore, who has worked in Charlotte County schools for the past 15 years, said she's excited for the citation, which she compared to the civil citation program which officers can use to cite a youth for a crime without making a criminal charge. There's consequences for their actions but no criminal charges hanging over them when they're older, she said. I think when kids start understanding there's a consequence, it will decrease the activity. We don't want their pictures out there and these things coming back later in life. The Punta Gorda Police Department was also involved in putting the citation together and will also be using it in Punta Gorda schools. The police department puts a good deal of focus on our schools and the youth in the community, said Public Information Officer Dylan Renz. While sexting is not something that we see on a daily basis in our schools, It is something that comes up a few times during the school year and is certainly becoming more prevalent as technology continues to progress. These new citations allow us to officially document these violations so that we are able to utilize the law as it was intended. Failure to comply with the citation may result in an order to the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles to suspend a juvenile's driver's license or withhold the issuance of a license. Law enforcement in Sarasota County has been issuing sexting citations since October 2015 on the same form as their civil citations. Last year, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office issued 13 sexting citations, while the Northport Police Department issued 3. The state attorney's office refers the offenders to Sarasota Teen Court, which requires the offenders to take a class called Risky Behaviors. Participating juveniles may be there for sexting or for bullying, anger or other issues. Steve Rinder, who teaches the class, said this is the first session. Prior to January, sexting was dealt with more on a one-on-one basis, with an on-site counselor or referring youth to an outside counselor. The new, 4-week class focuses on boundary education, peer relationships and resiliency, cyber safety, and anger and love. The new class is more of a family focus group than a lecture, similar to other classes teen court offers for drug offenses. Juveniles come with their parents and sometimes siblings as well. 8 families are currently participating, 3 of which are there because of sexting. Rinder is excited to have families there and said it's often the parents who are more ignorant to the legal and emotional consequences of sexting. By getting everyone involved, he thinks there will be real change. If you just deal with one segment, one component of a family, that component may see the light and want to step up and take dramatic changes, but if the rest of the environment doesn't change, then the potential for success is much more limited, he said. A 2012 survey by Cox Communications reported 1 in 5 teens have engaged in sexting. Rinder said it is a growing issue as use of social media increases, and the kids involved are getting younger. The 3 currently participating in the class are 12, 13 and 14 years old. The numbers I think are significant, Rinder said. The emotional consequences, just even aside from the legal consequences, on self-esteem and self-awareness. Once you put something out on the internet, it's there forever. Relationships change, revenge happens. Teen Logic says, "Oh, I've got a picture I want you to see of my friend." All of those start really hurting, and the relationship between teen suicide and cyberbullying and sexting seems to be something we need to become more aware of. Email, aeasker@sun-herald.com. Juveniles caught sending nude photos or videos electronically in Charlotte County will now face consequences, due to a new sexting citation put in place by the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Shutterstock photo. File photo provided.
County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too, because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.